Black Death is one of the most deadly plagues to ever touch humanity, and it affected all aspects of life for the people that were living through it at that time. But how did it affect music? You'd be surprised to know that the music being played didn't change at all due to the Black Death. With all that time to create and make sound while being quarantined from the outside world over the 7 or so years the plague was around, you would think things would change at least a little bit, right? Music was played at times, but the music itself didn't change at all in style or genre. Why is this though? There are a lot of similarities and a lot of big differences between what is happening now with COVID-19 and what happened in the Middle Ages with the Black Death. There was the common person who stayed inside, away from people to deal with things on their own, and there were the people that didn't care. It was a group of people that decided that they were going to die anyway and that they wanted to live their life in happiness for the rest of the time that they had left. With this mindset, there were no strangers to parties and dance. These parties inherently had music playing in them, so people were expressing themselves musically in that way. However, as the plague raged on, music wasn't really played because people wouldn't go out to hear any. Artists themselves handled the plague in many different ways. Some people created and wrote pages of music about the sickness, while most musicians acted like it didn't exist. In the words of 14th century composer Guillaume de Machaut, music doesn't care for melancholy. He did not reference the Black Death at all. These times are very grim, but patients and people affected by the plague were encouraged by their doctors to compose and study art and play music because it would help improve their moods and give them a better outlook. This recommendation is proving to be effective even today, as people are creating art and music more than ever before with the acceleration of technology and the availability of the internet. Regardless, these musicians were finding it hard to get their music heard because they couldn't find anywhere to play due to the quarantines, just like today. This put a heavy burden on these artists and musicians because they couldn't showcase their abilities and talents and make the money they needed to help them survive. Overall, music was a big part of the Black Death and was a very little part of it at the same time. While some people partied and listened and danced to it every day, some people went months without it. Genres didn't change at all, and some musicians ignored the subject altogether. It was a very weird time for music, but this time was a foundational building block of how music is played and listened to today in our pandemic.